Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Terezi E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast or doesn't know a player, you drink. And if I swear or say, here's the thing, you drink. You can make any of us shut the fuck up for 5 full minutes by tipping $5. And you can make all of us drink by tipping $1.08 or more. And speaking of drinking, my friends, what are you drinking tonight? My Sock Summer, what are you drinking, buddy?
So tonight, for my taste, I'm drinking a Willet. And I don't know if you've had Willet before. And I left the bottle upstairs. And the thing with Willet is when you flip it over and to start pouring it out, it does the glug glugs, and that is sexy. That is so sexy to hear the glug glug. So, like, if you haven't had a bottle of Willet, go get some just to hear the glug glugs. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep that bottle after it's over and fill it with something else just to hear a glug glug. Probably one of the cheaper bottom shelf bourbons that I have. But we had a good day today.
That's a fake glug. You're going fake glug?
I want to just like celebrate tonight and have a good night. So I got the Wellers. I got the special reserve Wellers tonight because it drinks so good and so smooth. So that will be my drinks. My taste is a Willet. So there you go.
Beautiful. So fancy.
So fancy
really.
Nowadays. And the glug, all this glug talk, it's getting me a little excited.
Glug in and whatever.
Plug in,
glug else is doing.
I don't know what that means on Urban Dictionary. I'm gonna have to look it up.
We should look it up.
It's very horny.
I just got canceled again.
Beef, what are you drinking?
You know what? I'm keeping it simple. I'm drinking red wine, but I'm drinking Bordeaux tonight. Usually I'm a Zinfandel guy, as I'm a big Zin dude. But the Bordeaux was just speaking to me. I'm looking in the wine cellar. I'm like, you know what? Let's pull that bottle out. So nice and earthy, delicious.
I love it. Brian wants us to drink. And cheers, Brian. He says if Beef says allegedly, he needs to use his best Leon Phelps voice.
Cheers.
It's hard for me to do the lisp correctly, but I'll try next time.
Brian,
I mean, I think you have to mention where to do it as well. If you're gonna...
Yeah. I mean, I love the Ladies' Man movie. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of that movie.
It is pretty fantastic. It's a pretty
Treasy, what are you drinking tonight?
What are you drinking, terrible. Treasy? I'm drinking a Pipework Open Your Rise.
Ooh.
And it's Rise, not eyes.
A rye beer?
It's a let me see what it's
What's that shit taste like? Some rye?
Rye India Pale Ale with some hops I can't read, and it's very delicious. Oh, I'm enjoying it.
That's a fabulous description. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not the beer guy, you know.
What's the nose like?
Remember when My Sock Summer used to like beer? Remember that?
I still like beer. Just don't drink it. You know,
unreal. He gave up on beer.
I got tired of getting called fat every day by Love. So
I still call you. I called it you today. True. You had a bad weigh-in today. Look, here's what it is. You had a bad weigh-in. You went up 2 pounds, right? The loaf. I did nothing but eat. I ate all week. I ate everything in sight. I lost 2 pounds.
Yeah.
I owned you this week.
You had a better shit than me. Good job. Congratulations.
Hey, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for that to happen. Then you weigh in.
Get an appropriate movement.
Beef, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good. I've been wanting to bring this up to you guys. We had a lot of talk about physical books and audio books last week. I finally did it. Bonita and I go out on drives every weekend, a couple times on the weekend, listen to music, whatever. I'll drive down Halstead. I've seen this secondhand bookstore that's right there on 33rd Street. I tell Bonita every time, we're going to go in there. Finally did it. Pulled over, fucking went in there. And you know what? It's so enjoyable to go through a bookstore, not looking for anything in particular, just fingering and browsing.
Whoa.
I'm a browser, Treasy. Yes. I think I got some browser.
You're half browser.
I'm half browser on, I think on our mother's side. Maybe our father's side. I can't tell. I loved it. And Bonita and I went in there and we met the owner. The guy's name is Joe, Bald Joe. Not that Bald Joe, the other Bald Joe.
Yeah.
But he said that he used to own a bookstore on the north side. He's moved down here to the south side to see how it's going, whatever. Chatted him up for a long time. He has daughters that are around Bonita's age, so that was kind of cool. He likes baseball, everything. So, you know what? I bought like 10 books combined, Bonita and I, because I was so thrilled because you know what? That is charity as well, like investing in your community. You want to have something there? I want that place to be there. So I bought a bunch of books that I'm really excited about, and it's been almost a week. I haven't cracked a single one of them, but eventually I will probably try to read them. But it's nice to have.
Number one on the list out of that book, out of the books you got.
Oh, that I'm gonna crack open. So I've watched the documentary, but I got Supermensch about Shep Gordon. My Sex Summer. I know you're a fan. Yep. I want to read that book, so I want to get all the entire details on kind of all of it. But I got a bunch of different stuff that's just like random ass things that I looked at the cover. I'm like, that looks pretty good. You know, leaf through there. Boom. Let's do it. And you can afford to do it at a secondhand store. I think we got like 8 books, and it was like $42. I mean, I kid you not. Like that's such a great deal to go in there and be able to do that. Joe told me that I asked him if it's okay if I mentioned the bookstore here. He said, cool. He also said they take donations. So if you got extra books that you're looking to unload, he'll take them on and then he'll resell them for you. So cool to have a bookstore, like going to music stores back in the day. We don't do that shit anymore. I'm so happy to be able to do it. So I'm going to just try to pop in there every couple weeks and just take it as like going into a cafe. Just like search around, maybe grab a few books and push myself to read a little more.
I can't wait to go down there, grab a book, put it on my shelf and listen to it.
Sounds about right.
Look forward to it.
That's
My
good
Sock Summer,
stuff.
how you doing?
So hey, I got a little graphic here today. Hold on, I thought I had it ready. I was reading the Twitters, and Loaf threw out this tweet today, and it's a great one. It says the first 3 months of the hashtag White Sox season at the ballpark has the chance to be incredible. Smaller crowds due to low fan enthusiasm, but a team that is pretty decent despite that might mean at From the 108 and crew got the park to ourselves and some enjoyable ball to watch. And Loaf, God bless you. I love what we're doing here. And I love when an idea comes together and we don't even talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're on Twitter very much, but if you are, the White Sox fan base is 1,000% down on this White Sox team.
Yeah. Yep.
If I've learned anything in my life, when something is so far down, you can only expect big things to happen. Now, I am most interested and most excited about shoving a 70 or 87 win White Sox team up everyone's ass that hates this team right now. I am so excited to see Andrew Benintendi kill left field, Andrew Vaughn smash 32 home runs next year.
Wow,
okay. I want some shit just to happen. Not necessarily. I mean, I want my team to win, right? I really want them to win, and I want them to be good, and I want my my value of my season tickets to kind of go up, just like brag wise, just like people are like, oh damn, he's got season tickets. Because right now you say I got Sox season tickets, and they're like, yeah, okay, great. I have extra money too that I waste on shit that's meaningless. But hey, I want them to do well, but I also am really spiteful that I just want to like shove it up everyone's ass that's continuing to grandstand and show out like, oh, I'm not ever supporting another Jerry Reinsdorf team. Uncle Jerry is so goddamn cheap, and I just can't. It's like it's hit to a point where I can't take it anymore. And I'm normally a pretty nice, level-headed guy, but like
allegedly,
I am fed up. So I love that you, your brother, myself are all kind of like all on the same page. It's like, hey, I think there's going to be something getting a little bit shocking going on in the field this year, and people are going to be surprised and maybe have. I also I thought the Zips projections thing was pretty funny. We were talking about that before we started, and we said, everyone that was like, oh my God, this fucking offseason has been horrible. The White Sox totally deserve that F grade. And then the Zips projections come out and they're like, these guys are insane. They're going to kick Sirius ass this year. How could they not do this? And like, I don't want to bring his name up because you guys say I bring him up too much, but he was the voice of reason saying, hey, they project on like player performance, and these players have not performed, so like you don't really have a proven track record. So your zips are going to be low. Right. So I don't know. I just am like the tweet today. I'm like, I love watching you, Loaf, double down on things that I also agree with. And it was just so happy. So thank you for making my day today by putting that out there. And I just wanted to let everyone know, out there in our 108 fan base, that I will definitely ridicule you if you're one of the ones that have come out and said, oh, I'm not going to come to a game this year. I'm not going to be there. I will never set foot in Park as long as Jerry is an owner. I will make fun of you if I see you when it comes playoff time. So this be no.
I will say it's going to be tough for the Sox to look good in really any projection model because. Yeah, and Beef, you actually wrote a blog on this, so I will kick it to you on that. But and we could all drink for that. But the idea here is like you're looking at what each guy's going to do over the season, and you're adding that all up. And when you look at the pitching staff right now, you can't get to enough innings with the pitching staff because Kopech's not going to have a ton of innings. You don't think Clevenger's probably going to have any at this point, right? Like you've got to be basing on that, which means how many innings is Davis Martin going to have? Now you get the bottom half of your rotation, which is already getting sketchier with not that many innings. And then you have to say, well, who's going to have the rest of these innings? And that looks real bad. And so that's where the projections start to fall apart. Now, could the Sox do something about that? Sure. They could sign someone like Michael Wacha or even sign like just some kind of average middle of the road pitcher that's still just floating around. And it'll probably prop up the projections a bit because you're having like this huge drop off after Davis Martin. I mean, Davis Martin is a drop off, right? Like we have no idea what he's going to be. He was injured at the end of last year. It's unknown. So like I don't see any projection being like bullish on the White Sox because of that feature of the Sox.
Yeah, but it dipped lower than you thought. Like
I would
the
agree.
White Sox were within 2 wins of Oakland. The White Sox were within 3 wins of Detroit. None of that seemed realistic to me. I think you're right, Treasy. I think it's maybe overcompensating for the collapse risk factor. And I'm probably going to blog about this because when I took a high-level look at the offense just on rates. That offense, even if you plug in a lot of at-bats from bench players, is still an above-average offense. So it's like they feel fine about that offense. It's on the pitching side. It's where they're not expecting kind of the same performance from Dylan Cease. They're worried about Lance Lynn filling out as many innings as he needs to. And like you mentioned, the back part. It's better if Davis Martin's starter 6 instead of starter 5, because when he's starter 5, I don't know who starter 6 is. It could be Sean Burke. He wasn't good last year. I don't know if he's even ready to be in the majors, So like that's where it breaks down.
Cheers to Chris.
Oh, Chris, thank you.
Says, Chris, don't tell me how to fan MSS.
Cheers, bro.
I'll see you all year long. Cheers, Chris.
My point there either wasn't trying to tell people how to fan. My point was I like a half-empty park, and the team's going to be pretty decent. Like, it's going to be better than you expect. So the product's going to be super watchable. And if the park's empty, it's easy for us to go get a beer, move around, talk to each other, have people come down there. It's going to be great for the first 3 months. Now, if things go downhill, second half of the year might not be so fun. But if they stay on a good trend, I mean, it's going to be wild in the second half.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yep. Cheezy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And you know why I'm doing good, MSS? Because it's not often that I get to come to you with a topic and say, hear about this. Because I don't know if you saw this, but AMC introduced tiered seating in their theaters. And guess what? The internet reacted very well, very calmly. They were not worried at all about what this meant or that they would ruin theaters forever. It was funny though. So like I saw this and like the reaction was of course inflammatory, right? Like people are pissed off. How could AMC charge more for the good seats? And everyone's going nuts. And then I read the article and it's like, so in theaters, the main middle best spots to sit, if you're like a big movie guy, like you see
Yeah.
you are going to be like $1 to $2 more. And then the shitty seats, like your front row and stuff, are going to be like $1 to $2 less. And then all the rest of them are going to be the same price. So, like the average moviegoer, this will affect you never. And then the other part is like people who like like, oh, I go to the movies all the time, and this is going to like really rack up the costs over time. Well, you're probably, if you're going to the movies all the time, you're probably part of like one of those clubs like they got, like the A-list club or whatever they call it. And then they don't
like one of those guys, right?
Yeah. And then they don't charge you extra. So like, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure like who's like really going to get charged much more on this. And if you're only going like once a month.
Teresa, your audio is fine now, but it sounded like you were underwater for about 30 seconds. And so
really?
Jack's like, just out of nowhere, and then it popped right back to normal. Like, it was very
I
bizarre.
wonder if DMX fucked it up, and I apologize if DMX fucked it up.
I just got a new pedal board down here. I'm just working.
That's right. You're using auto-tune. Are you using auto-tune over there?
You know what?
God damn it.
Mailman Jack, I thought you were into bands like Flaming Lips and Pink Floyd and stuff. I mean, you should enjoy all the effects I'm putting out here. But yeah, so like I don't really see who it's gonna affect. But then like you see the articles that get written because they're just feeding like this awful internet frenzy. This is from this is from IndieWire, and this is not the title, but like the subtext of the title is AMC theaters call it experience-based pricing. Some might call it another reason to wait for a good seat at home.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? Like anyone who's like going like, hey, we're gonna go out to the movies this weekend. It's like, you know what? It's gonna be $4 extra to the $80 it already cost.
Right.
We better just stay home. Just wait 6 months till it's on till it's streaming.
Yeah. I retweeted that to P. Knowles and Josh Nelson from Sox Machine, and they were like, yeah, we have no problem with this. This is totally fine. Yeah. It's a dying thing, so who cares? Basically is what they said. And I was like, I'm really bummed out that they didn't even fucking fight me. I was waiting for them to fight me, and they didn't. And I was like, come on, nerds, let's fight. And they didn't want to fight. So it's okay.
I can't believe they didn't take the bait, man.
I just, it's people like, and I people like to get outraged about things. Just like, oh my God, you're going to screw me. Like it's more money than what it was originally than what I had been before. Like, listen, everything needs to stay the same unless I don't like it. And then it needs to change, I don't know.
All I know is
happened.
If I'm going to the theater by myself, I'm buying that front row seat, and I'm just going to wait and see which seats are open.
Who don't show up.
Sit in a good seat.
Our buds over there
that's how it's going to work forever now.
Our buds and Socks in the basement spent like far too much time, like 10 minutes, talking about how are they going to enforce the seating area in the actual sections. I was like, how do they enforce it now? They don't enforce it. It's like this is a total non-issue. Like this is like I think this is a byproduct of the Sox having such a not a really great off season or any moves to really talk about in a good way. So like people got to talk about something other than that, So it was interesting to hear that, and I was was texting with you guys. I was just like, man, fuck. Like this is ridiculous, man. Like we cannot spend 15 minutes talking about this. Like this is far too much time. This is goofy. How are you going to force it? Who gives a fuck? And then I would say though, remember back in the day, 2016, when everything was all one color. We were sitting in the section, and there was like 6 of us, and a guy came down and checked our tickets. There was 150 empty seats, and we're 6 people sitting in there, and they're like, all right, can we see your tickets? And it was like, who the fuck? Why? So don't put it past the Sox that maybe they will want to get us going. Who knows? Well,
speaking of getting us going, why don't you do a little ad read for us, buddy?
All right, let's do this. It's February, and that can only mean one thing. In just 2 weeks, well, actually a week, you'll need to get a great gift for your significant other. That's right, Valentine's Day. Now you can go the traditional route, spending too much on flowers or heart-shaped boxes of candy, or you can make a fucking statement, a real statement of your undying love, and buy your partner a new or used Mazda from Mazda of Orland Park. Roses are so tired, they'd rather have an all-new Mazda CX-5 in that brilliant soul red that is only available from Mazda. The CX-5 comes standard with all the bells and whistles you can imagine, featuring all-wheel drive, 17-inch aluminum rims, and rain-sensing wipers. I mean, that's amazing. All new cars feature 60-month, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty and a 36-month, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 24-hour roadside assistance. You won't get a deal like that from a chocolate box. So head on over to www.mazdarolandpark.com and browse their online inventory. Right now, they have 122 new and Mazda certified used vehicles for sale. And while you are there, vehicles, value your trade, or inquire about financing. Whether you're from the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, or Southeast Wisconsin, they would love to have you visit and test drive a Mazda today. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation, 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park, 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
All right.
Woo.
Guys, you want to do a little, we haven't done a little baseball talk in a minute, man.
Frick yeah.
Oh, damn.
So, I think before our next show, pitchers and catchers will have reported. We're getting that. We're getting close, fellas.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
getting close to baseball,
Warming up, baby.
man. It's getting so spring training is on its way, and so we wanted to have some spring training topics tonight. We want to get into it.
Yes.
So we came up with 2 different awards that we're going to give out, and these are guesses as to who's going to get these awards. The first up is the Avi Garcia Award, and this is given to the guy that shows up to spring training in the best shape of his life.
Yes.
So we're going to go around and we're going to guess who's going to show up in the best shape of their life this year. You know, it's going to be somebody. We're definitely going to hear it. So who's it going to be? I'll go to My Sock Summer first.
So I there's a lot of different people that can fall into this, right? Like there's people that were definitely out of shape last year. You know, there was one pitcher who was a gigantic tub of lard, and hopefully Lucas Giolito turns that shit around this year and comes back. You know who I think is going to happen, I think I think the kids say it some cool way, but I don't know how that is. So I think the Instagram video sank him. I think Luis Robert has to show up in the best shape of his life after he punched like a sissy with his boxing coach. Like I think that is something that he's going to come in. People are going to be like, listen, we have never seen Luis Robert run as fast as he has run. This man has been sliding at home in his $12 million mansion in Miami. He has learned how to slide properly so he will not injure himself in the first, second, triple that he got this year. He's coming in. He is lean, mean, and he's fighting much better than he did in that Instagram video. That's what I think.
So, I mean, like, I don't know how much more in shape he could be, but like, is it that he has to prove he's tough? Is he going to have to come in like he's in prison and beat the shit out of the biggest guy on the team? Like, is he got to come in and beat the shit out of Gavin Sheets?
Treasy, you got a good point there.
Jose Ruiz, but
he does look like
he can't beat up Jose Ruiz.
No one can.
He does look like he's in incredible shape, and maybe I misread the situation. Maybe like he just needs to be more coordinated. I mean, like be able to like move a little bit.
It's more about agility, is what you're saying.
Because
that's what I was going to ask MSS. What are you looking for here?
Wrong thing.
Are you looking for him to be built like a brick shithouse? Like we want to move him to right field. He's so thick, and like, or are you thinking lean and mobile kind of thing?
I mean, he's just a big dude, and I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it was the shirt that he was wearing in the IG, but he was looking a little fat. And like he wasn't moving fast.
You want him to come in. You want him to come in and Terry Crews move the titties.
That's what you want.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah. I need my guy. Who was the crazy ass Eagles receiver?
Terrell Owens. Like where he's just lifting weights in his driveway.
I also need him in the cat suit, just running around pregame. I need him in a big white suit with the Sox logo on it, just running around. He's like, I got to get ready.
You want him out there like Chad Johnson racing a horse, right? Yes. Remember that shit?
Oh my
Remember Ocho Cinco racing a horse?
Dude, I mean, I feel like the last 2 comments were both horse related. I mean,
we already know what kind of shape he's in there. That's
Oh man, Alexis is getting all horny in the main here. Did you see that? She's like, did you see Danny Mennick's massive arms?
Take it easy, all right? Alexis, the season hasn't started yet, all right?
Alexis, I specifically wear
those are $1 million pipes.
Guys know this trick. You wear a size smaller in a polo shirt, your arms look huge, bro. Look huge. Look huge.
Bullshit.
That's what he's on.
Get the fuck out of here.
Alexis,
He's
ask
dropping-
MSS to
Gap
show up
shit.
to a Sox game in a polo shirt.
I have
I would love to see. I would love to see it.
Treasy, and I have such a good fat arm shot of MSS that I should put out right after this just to besmirch
When
his
was
point
it?
here.
When was it?
I don't know. We had the
Was it during
basketball
the
jerseys
pandemic?
on. No, this was last year.
All right.
It's fresh. It's a fresh picture.
Okay. I'm just saying.
All right, Beef. Who's coming to training in the best shape of their life?
You know what? It's for me, without a doubt, the hype machine's already starting to roll on it. It's a guy who needs to come in the best shape of his life because he's had some injuries last year, and his main problem was his fucking legs. He couldn't hit the ball hard enough or lift the ball enough to be effective. My guy is Yasmani Grandal. And yeah, he's going to say he's coming in the best shape of his fucking life. But guess what? He's a 34-year-old catcher. He's basically Jake fucking Taylor, okay?
Yep.
If he doesn't come in the best shape of his life, he's not going to be able to hang on to a career anymore. He's going to be out of baseball after this season, right? So it's not like a positive, oh, he's coming in the best shape of his life. He has no choice but to come in the best shape of his life. He absolutely has to if he wants to hang on to a job. I mean, like, he's at the point in his career where if he has a half season like last year, they'll just cut him. Like, I would just cut him in midseason, just be like, you're out of here, and no one's going to pick you up later. Like, he's going to Jonathan Lucroy his career if he doesn't get back in shape and start doing something here. So I'm not looking for miracles out of him. Just get back in the best possible shape you can and pump out a nice 2 F4 season. That would be just fine for me. But I'm concerned you're going to hear nothing. And then when he hits a home run in Arizona, in the Arizona League and Cactus League, everyone, he's back. And it's like, that don't mean shit. Come over here in the cold weather and hit a home run, goddammit. I want to see it.
I actually had him too because, but I'll do another person for mine. But like I had him because of all those gym videos that they were showing up.
Yes.
You know, and like
They have
like,
to.
and like all I could think is that he's gonna come to spring training and he's gonna have like this big full head of hair too. Like they're just gonna like he's gonna be on a Restore ad downtown. And like he's gonna have this like long hair when he shows up to spring training. Best shape of his life, best hair of his life. Like he's just gonna be all around improved. Don't worry about the knees. He's got hair now.
Exactly. Hopefully those will be fresh as a daisy for not playing as much last year. But I'm skeptical about that.
I thought Yasmani Grandal was like the easiest pick in this whole thing because the White Sox have made this like their corner piece of marketing for we're trying to win your trust back. Look at how hard we have our guy working. You know, like we're not doing anything here in the front office. We're gonna make Yaz do it. Like he's just, hey Yaz, like go do some reps, and we're gonna film it, put it on Instagram and the TikTok, and that's us. You know, working hard.
I do find it fun that the Sox are like, hey, look, we got to win the fans' trust back. Yasmani, show them that you actually work out. Like, like every baseball player should be doing this. This isn't like something special. So I'm gonna, I'm just gonna stay on catcher. I'm gonna stay on catcher here, and I'm gonna go with Sebi Zavala. Man, right? Like I feel like Sebi's got the, like, hey man, I got a job on this team. Like I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna be ripped, and then he's gonna get too ripped, and he's gonna start throwing the ball around like Rube from Major League 2. Like he can't throw the ball anywhere. He's gonna be too big to swing. It's gonna be awful. He's just gonna be a big useless muscle head. That's what I see for Sebi.
So he's gonna get yoked out like like he's on Venice Beach or something like that.
Yeah,
like he's
like
hanging out with Mike Piazza in the offseason.
Those weird shoulders, those
traps,
weird shoulder muscles,
the traps
that you're not supposed to, like human beings aren't supposed to have,
like the ripples, the big
those weird things. He's gonna have that underneath muscles.
Oh, the wings. He's gonna have the wings.
Yeah, he's got the wings. He's gonna play. He's gonna play most of the spring training games sleeveless. Just letting the guns just rip through the jersey.
Man,
incredible.
I mean, bringing back the vests just to wear them with no shirt underneath needs to be done because the last guy that did it, we need to get that guy out of our mind. We don't need that picture of him wearing the sleeveless vest with no shirt under it. We need to do that on the White Sox. We need to do it on the South Side.
Wait, did you see pictures of Beef when he used to wear a vest and no shirt
baby.
underneath?
I was in my prime. I was in my prime back then, baby.
Oh, shit. Was it a knit vest?
That was when I realized, Treasy, that I was a gilf magnet because I was in Cancun. I was like 17, totally cut, like muscular and everything. And the woman that was hitting on me so hard was 34 years old. Nothing happened. you know, our friend Sal Balls Out guy is a little upset at me that I didn't make anything happen, but still, you know,
That's hilarious.
You know, you're a respectful guy. So
that's right. Absolutely.
That's what matters.
So, you know, like I was gonna mention, like we can't have Lance Lynn come back in the best shape of his life.
No,
Lance
no.
Lynn big,
Like one of his worst seasons ever was when he got thinner.
right? Because it fucks you up, man. Like same with Daniel Palka. Daniel Palka like lost some weight, fucking couldn't hit the ball. I mean, it was as bad. He was like, I was in the best shape of his life. It was very bad for home run hitting.
What if he shows up to spring training? You know,
Man, I would be
sorry, I didn't mean to arouse you so early in the show.
It would be great. Like he's talking about Home Depot on his Twitter today, and you're just like, man.
Let me calm it back down for you. Let's chill you out a little bit with the next award.
Don't get me too horny.
Which is the Jacob Mayo.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. What?
This goes to the player who is not good, but plays incredibly in spring training and tries to fool us into thinking they are good. Beef, I'm going to start with you. Who gets the Jacob Mayo Award this season?
Oh man, for me it was easy. I just started eyeballing the non-roster invites, and I thought, who could really make a difference in? Oh man, we'll put this guy on the team, because that's what happened with Jacob May, right? He had the hot, and there was a spot, and it was like, we got no one to play center. We'll bring up Jacob May. And then it was like 35 at bats later, and My Sox Summer and I were about in tears when he finally got his first hit, so we knew he could get sent down peacefully and not get sent down as a complete offer. My guy's a little more aged, but I think it's Hanser Alberto. He's one of the 20 middle infielders that the White Sox brought into camp, because I think they're still scared that Romy Gonzalez can't hold down the fort there, or Lenny Sosa.
So get on your shit.
Alberto has a career 77 WRC plus. That's 23% below average. That's basically terrible. He has zero power, and he never walks. So exactly the perfect guy you want. Treasy, I expect him to slash like 410, 515, 610 in the Cactus League. And White Sox fans will be clamoring for him to start at second base, when in reality, he's a worse version of Leury Garcia. And I can't wait for this all to go down. It's going to be so beautiful. I'll write a blog about this, predicting it. I'll put it out there just so we have it locked down, and then we could reference it later.
Do we have to drink on your future blogs?
All right, future blog, we should probably drink,
I'll
right?
drink on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Oh,
Look at that advertising.
Bums are getting a lot of free advertising because I got a wet glass, baby.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but that sounds horny.
Glass is wet, Treasy.
Beef, I thought you were going to go for my guy when you started down that path.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you have my guy, so
No,
MSS, so I'm not too worried.
Unless you have the same guy both times.
I do not. So, like, Beef, I was thinking about along the same lines. Like, it's not going to be, like, people know all of the prospects now, right? So they have a good grasp of who the prospects are and who aren't.
Right.
But then you bring in guys off the street, right? Like, you pick up these guys who are, let's just call it as, they're bums.
Bums.
They're bums. You bring
not
them in, and if everything goes wrong, then they end up on the roster. That's the kind of thing.
Bums.
They're extras, right? That's what they are in terms of this. And so they went out and got Jake Marisnick, and Jake Marisnick is a fine baseball player. He's okay, like he's just that kind of guy. But Jake Marisnick's this guy who, like, in the minors, he's always been able to hit for some power. And it's never translated to the majors. Like his career in the minors, it's like a 4-something slugging, like 450-ish, right? Yeah. And then you're back in like the 375, 380-ish in the pros, right? And so like this just reeks of a guy who could come into spring training and against subpar pitching, just knock the shit out of the ball, right? And in Arizona, where you're at elevation, like, and he hits some home runs, and you're like, oh man, I didn't know this guy had that kind of power. You know why? Because he doesn't. He doesn't have that kind of power. It's all spring training fakeness, and it's going to be an even worse spring training because there's going to be a bunch of guys who went to go play for their countries in the WBC. So it's going to be even more like just like low end, minor leagues.
Yeah, next man up. Someone's got to fill in for them, and they're not real guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and he'll be cranking home runs off of them, and he'll be playing competent outfield, which the Sox never get to see, and people will be like, everyone whiffed on this guy. This is like our Johnny Cueto for this year. You know,
he makes one diving catch. That's it.
over.
He's in, Treasy. That's it. That's all you got.
It's over. I'm actually very worried about this.
Very much could happen.
It doesn't. That's not reassuring, man.
Yeah, Ian says in Charlotte, Marisnik looks like Lou Gehrig. Exactly. That's what that will happen also, Tracy.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't happen in spring training, he'll go down to Charlotte, absolutely smash the shit out of the ball, and people will be like, "Why don't we bring this guy up? Give this guy." It was like the Mark Payton thing. Give Mark Payton a chance. It's like, you know what? I think he's 30. I think we know kind of what Mark Payton. I'm good to see him up here for a little bit because he's a local guy, but I don't think it's going to be a difference maker. Yeah.
I like because he's a local guy. I don't like it because I think he's really good. Marisnik's in the same boat of like, you know, good for this guy that he's stuck around in the league so long.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably in getting close to a better pension. Good for him. I'm happy for him.
Exactly.
Don't believe it if he comes out and just absolutely ropes pitchers during spring training. MSS. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys went deep cut, right? You went to like, you went to like, oh, this is the third album from this band that hasn't had a hit in 2 years. You know, you guys went deep cut. Yeah. I'm not going deep cut. I'm going major release. This is legit. So this is what's going to happen. I was talking with our guy Spider today when we were watching both our kids play soccer badly at the Park District today, and we were just shooting the shit. And then basically he said, "I can't wait to see Yasmani Grandal get DFA'd in the middle of the season." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Dude, he's not good, and the Sox don't have the balls just to cut him right now. They're gonna cut him later." And I was like, "Interesting." So then I started thinking. Of course, I'm thinking. So, you know,
deep
a couple
thought
hours
right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like that's when I do my notes for the podcast. 2 hours before the show starts, I just start thinking about things, and I'm like, you know, this is what's going to happen. We know that Yaz is kind of broken. His backup is Sebi. Okay, yep. Sebi's going to come out and have an outstanding spring training. And he's going to cuck us into believing that he is so good that we don't need to find or pay attention to any other catchers, not sign another catcher, not get another catcher. Sebi's just going to get us right in there. And like all of a sudden, yeah, now we're fucked because Sebi's not going to be good. He's going to be okay as a good backup catcher. But as long as we don't expect him to hit, or run the bases. I was looking at his stuff, I was looking at his bio, right? And he was born in 1993, and that's like 2 years, before I graduated high school. But I was like, he does not look like he's that young. You know, he's very slow. He looks kind of decrepit. I'm just not sold on it, but I know what he's going to do, and that's going to be crush in spring training this year. And so we're going to think that we don't need to get another catcher, but we definitely do, because both them guys are going to break down, and we're going to have like a fucking jalopy at catcher. So we should be looking right now. That's what I'm saying.
Carlos Perez, baby. It's Carlos Perez season.
I know. I saw that.
I almost picked Carlos Perez for this segment. I literally thought about it because the same angle there, like
might be.
If Yaz looks bad or Sebi looks bad and this guy hits, it's like, oh, everyone's going to be clamoring for this dude. A bunch of people are asking Spider, is this a Spider from Goodfellas? Who's a Spider guy, whatever. This is just a Bridgeport guy. We don't need to our guy. Just to give you a hint, our guy K-Dog gave you a little hint there. Yeah. If you know, you know. But otherwise, we're not. You got
to get buzzed in to know who Spider is.
That's right. That's absolutely goes. Correct. That's right. So
he was telling me like after the Sox won the one playoff game in game 3, like the party that happened down there and how insane it was. They were on the rooftop until 4:00 in the morning. And I was like. Good. Wow. I think I had to wake up 2 hours after you guys shut down that party to do the way too early pregame, and this motherfucker just got rained out. So
it got rained out, exactly. That's real art. When we were up at 6 a.m. doing that.
Yes, that is real art.
All right, guys. As we dig into the
fucking terrible,
call it the cruft of the team, and then try and find some diamonds in the rough, we're looking at the bench. All right. Now, I think we can all assume, and I think you guys are assuming this as we talk through this, is that Oscar Colas will be the starting right fielder at the start of the season.
That's the question I had to lead this off, so I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah. So he'll be there, which leaves a number of guys that could be on the bench. Now, there's two guys I think that we can identify as will absolutely be on the bench, barring injury or just being cut. It's Sebi Zavala, because we're gonna believe it or not, guys, you need two catchers on the team.
Gotta have two.
So I hear.
Even though I've heard that Yasmani is coming to spring training in the best shape of his life. You still need a backup for him. So Sebi's definitely going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
And then Lurie, you paid millions of dollars to keep Lurie Garcia around. You're having him on the bench.
You're
so
damn right.
You've got those two spots, right? So catcher's taken care of. Don't worry about catcher. You've got a super utility. And so that's the other spot. And now there's two spots left. And this gets real dicey with the people that we have, because any combination that you go, there's something that you're giving up, right? Like, so I wanted to ask you guys, who do you think will be the two guys that are on the bench with Lurie and Sebi? And Beef, I'll start with you.
Beautiful. This is going to be highly unpopular because it doesn't fit the normal prototype of what people want to do with a bench, especially a modern pitcher-heavy roster where you got just the four bench players. One's taken up by the catcher. People like a lot of multi-positional guys so they could shift people around or whatever. The problem is those guys almost never hit, so fuck those guys. My two guys that I'm putting on the bench are Gavin Sheets and Jake Berger, and I don't give a shit if they got no positions that they play very well. It doesn't matter to me, all right? I'm going bat first here. I think there's probably not a game where you won't be able to pinch hit for whoever plays second base. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities to pinch hit for same side against relievers. And there's instances with a lefty out there, I'd rather have Jake Berger up than I would rather have Yohan Moncada at the plate. And there's certain instances with righties bullying some of our players that I'd rather have Gavin Sheets up there in a key spot. So for me, I'm taking the bats. Give me the bats out there until we have a real injury. Like, everyone's going to say, well, you don't have a center fielder. I don't need one, all right? If Luis Robert needs a day off, either Oscar can play a day in center or Andrew Benintendi can play a day in center, and you shift one of the big goofs that shouldn't be in the outfield into the outfield. You put Eloy out there, you put Gavin Sheets out there. I don't want this offense to have a chance to sag like that. And with Jake Berger, I'm going to be honest with you, the White Sox are wasting Jake Berger, whatever he is. I don't know exactly what he is yet. He has a ton of power. Maybe he's not a major league hitter, but they're doing nothing with him, kind of. Like, they're letting him languish, and he's going to burn his last option this year. So it's like you're destroying this. You didn't figure out a way to move him for anything. You still have him here. Like, figure out a fucking role for this guy. I would bring him up, and I would let him hit in high leverage, and if you're facing a lefty, he's in the lineup every day because he murders lefties. So I would use that version of the roster, and be damn position flexibility. Let Lurie Garcia cover all them spots. That's what we paid him the money for.
God damn right.
Well, Beef, I will say I have Berger as one of my guys, and the reason that I have Berger there is, like, there's not really a backup corner guy, like first and third guy. Like, Lurie could play third, right? And Sheets could play first, right? Like, they could each do those things, but there's not like your typical first and third power hitter guy. And I could see the Sox using Berger in a DH role against, when you're going against the lefty. Yeah, you put Berger at DH, and they've hinted at it, and I think that it'll happen sometimes during the season. Eloy will be in right or left field.
Yeah, yes.
Right? And you go heavy right-handed lineup to just bash a left-hander, like the Sox used to do all the time. Right? Like, so
that's what I would like to happen again.
So, like, I have Berger on there for that purpose. So I'll that's one guy that I have.
Okay.
My Sox Summer, you want to tell us who you've got for your two? Or you want to stay on low?
Let's just talk on Berger real quick. I'm down with Berger playing second base. If I see a video of him nonchalantly just whipping balls to the left of him. That's
see what he's got to do to me? You don't want Berger on this roster? That's fine.
No.
You take some inferior bat, and that's it. Go for it.
I'm saying this. The guy can go and he can play second base. I don't know. I mean, he's probably okay at third. I'm not ready to dump on a Moncada yet. Okay, it's like, listen, I know that there's some problems with the engine. Okay, of the Ferrari, but I like the Ferrari, so I got to keep it around just to make sure it's okay. I'm not ready to move into the F-150. Okay, the F-150 is fine. It's cool. It's nice, but, like, it's got some pop. It's got some power. but I want it to. I want to see if the Ferrari I can get that going first before I have to go completely into my day driver, the F-150. So now, like I said, show me.
So who's your Ferrari?
Video. Ferrari is Mikata. Like we're just open.
Okay,
like he's showing brilliances. Okay, he's won a couple like maybe not so legal street races on Morgan. Okay, and now we're like, okay, let's see if he can do it again. I'm not ready to give up. I'm not ready to give up yet. Like, and internet rumors and all that bullshit. They tell you that it's in even number years, odd number years. He's good. I don't know which one.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm getting at. My sucks. I mean, we have 5 years basically of Yoan Moncada. All right, I think against the left-handed pitcher in a high level,
gone.
No, I think in a high leverage situation against a lefty, I'd rather see Jake Berger hit. That's it. And I'd be willing to make those gambles and say, Yoan, either you pick it up or I'm going to put this guy in there in a tough spot and I'm going to let him hit instead of you because it's go time, baby. We got to try to win.
I get you. Okay. All right. Well,
cheers,
I don't think so. I don't know if I'm there yet. But yeah. No. So you want me to pick a guy, Teresi?
I did like that Beef said it's go time. It's
go time, baby.
It just felt like something out of like Talladega Nights. Like I thought you were gonna say if you're not first, you're last to follow.
Talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean honestly,
I'm a 4-year 2 guys.
Okay, so my first guy is somebody that like you guys already picked. Gavin Sheath, I feel like has played his way into a role on this 2023 White Sox team. Easily hitting wise when he's against certain pitchers, he does fine. I think he's a serviceable right fielder, which we might need.
Serviceable meaning bad, yes.
Yeah, well,
I still took him. I don't care that he's bad, but yes.
And it's not necessarily he might not have to do that. Maybe he just comes in and DHs. Who knows? But because the one thing that is kind of remaining out there is Oscar Colas going to sign a team friendly contract. Because if he doesn't, we know he won't come up. Because that's one thing that probably is going to have to happen before he comes up to the major league team. And I'm just saying that because that's what has to happen.
I mean, They didn't make Vaughn do it, and they didn't make Madrigal do it. So we'll see.
Maybe it's a little bit different for.
And they gave themselves zero leverage.
Exactly.
So
right, exactly. It's wide open spot.
First thing, Sheets. All right. Second player. Shout out to my guy Bruhan Luke. We did really good in 2021 when he was on the team. We sucked big balls in 2022 when he wasn't on the team. Not Ian Hamilton, but we're bringing back Billy Hamilton. We need this motherfucker on this team. Now, I thought they were going to cuck me, and they were saying, no, bigger bags. He's gonna make a lot more moves, right? You need a guy to run. Listen. Sebi's going to be our backup catcher, and Yaz is going to be our backup catcher. We need motherfuckers running for these fuckers at the end of the game, and Billy Hamilton can do that. He is good at that. And plus, he is a director of morale for everybody in that dugout. I'm telling you, it wasn't Tony, okay? Tony, it couldn't get the guys high enough, but Billy Hamilton definitely can get them high enough. So
you can get people high enough.
Exactly. So could Gordo. He'll get you to 100 meg.
Put it down.
Cheers, Daniel. Thank you,
Daniel.
And I agree. I don't trust Gavin's on the White Sox right
How dare you, Daniel?
I will never forget. I forgot. I feel like no one ever said who said this, right? They're like someone was talking about interviewing players in the Sox locker room, and they're like, yeah, and one of the Sox players who would not be named walked up and was like, "Oh, do you want an interview with Gavin Sheets?" And he just went, "Duh."
Gavin Floyd.
Oh,
Gavin Floyd.
Right.
Yeah, the old starter, Gavin Floyd. Yeah. Duh. Gavin Floyd would throw that ridiculous bender, and he'd have a no-hitter into the 7th inning like 3 times a year.
we saw so many 6th inning Gavin Floyd. Like you get the alert on the MLB app.
Exactly, he's got a no-hitter,
and it's like, yeah, well, this isn't going to last. He's thrown 412 pitches, and he's not Edwin Jackson, so I don't think this is going to happen.
Right.
Edwin Jackson, holy shit balls! Teresa, you got another guy, right?
Well, so what's interesting is you guys, I got one from each of you guys.
Oh,
because I agreed with the burger, and I described why I liked him. I agree with the Billy Hamilton.
Really?
Okay.
And the reason being is that I don't think that they're going to trust Laurie in center field, right? And I think that there is, to your point, my sock summer, there's a lot of utility in Billy Hamilton in late innings. And, you know, they're coming from an organization, like Pedro Grifol is coming from an organization where they valued things like the speed in the late innings and taking these extra little advantages all over the place. And Billy Hamilton is very good at that, right? Like Billy Hamilton playing in the outfield one day instead of someone is a huge upgrade in the outfield. Him going into pinch run is a huge upgrade for that. And if you're trying to keep guys healthy, Billy Hamilton's a great guy to keep Eloy Jimenez healthy by pinch running for him. He's a great guy to keep Luis Robert healthy by not having to play him every single day. And maybe you could see scenarios when we're loading up with Berger, and we've got a scenario with we've got Eloy in right field. Well, Billy Hamilton is in left and Roberts in center to try and take the pressure off of Eloy. You take over a lot of that outfield, that defense a little bit, and you say we can handle all this. Billy Hamilton's batting ninth, but he's going to bunt every time and try and get on base. I think there's just a lot of tiny advantages you could get with a guy like Billy Hamilton if used properly. And making him the last guy on the bench, I think you could do that.
I sort of agree with you guys, but in a way, it's like if you're playing him a lot other than just running him, it's a little bit or defensive replacement. You're like it's degrading the offense so much because he's just a bad hitter.
I don't think you're playing him a lot. I don't think you're playing him a lot. I think we're both advocating for late inning Billy Hamilton, right?
So basically, you're saying because Lurie Garcia is a good pinch runner too, but not as good as Billy. Billy's going to be better than him, but Lurie's pretty good as a pinch runner. So you're saying Lurie is the cover every spot. Billy Hamilton's a specialist basically on this.
Here's the thing with Lurie.
Yes,
I have a feeling that they are going to go with Romy at second. And if they go with Romy at second, they are not going to keep Lenyn Sosa on that roster. No. They're going to want to play him every day.
He'll be in
and now you have, for a team that is loaded with middle infielders in the minor leagues, they are going to have none at the major league level. So if Tim needs a day, it's Lurie. If Romy needs a day, it's Lurie.
That's true.
And so when you get to that point, you can't be counting on Lurie to play in the outfield that much because he's so important to playing in the infield.
Yeah.
Because he's your only guy that could back up. Now, I do think if Lenyn Sosa wins that job, that changes all of this. That throws all of this around because I think you probably keep Romy on that roster because Romy has no utility in the minors. If he can't win that job from Lenyn Sosa, then
he's a backup.
He's a utility player for your team. Yeah.
He'll be our next $12 million signing. It's going to be great.
Not for a while. He's still got that rookie money rolling.
No, I know.
Yeah, for about 100.
I don't know, but I'm just going to act like I know.
Beautiful.
That's a pretty good.
It's interesting. There is a lot of ways that this could go, and the fact that the opening day roster is still in flux is what makes it interesting too. And to the point of Romy and Lenyn trying to go for that second base job, you have no idea what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Beef, to your horror, it could be Hanser Alberto comes in and kills it, and then you're like, oh shit, he's on the roster now. Why is he on the roster?
I doubt it. I doubt that's going to happen.
And that puts you into these kids into a situation where if you're trying your ass off, then you're going to get in because you got a new regime in the front. I don't know how far it goes, how much Pedro can pick his own guys, but you would think that if you're showing a lot of spunk and you're out there and you're just killing it, maybe you get a nice job, maybe you get a shot.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, my suck summer, we don't know who Pedro Grifol's guys are yet.
No,
right? You started realizing who Tony's guys were, but now that he's gone, Pedro's going to have different quote unquote guys, and we're not sure who those people are yet. So it'd be interesting to see how that starts to develop. And we might not even know coming out of camp, But like, it'll be interesting to see like who he's going to lean on in those sort of spots, bullpen and on the bench, like who the guys he favors. So it's an interesting something to watch out for, I guess, as the season starts.
And he starts putting people in there, and he's like, "Yeah, I like this guy, and then they just keep pushing Garcia over. Like, yep, here's Larry Garcia. Yep, right here. Just make sure you see him. Okay, up, Larry. You see him?
He's right there.
He's right there.
I do think, though, one thing to mention when we're talking about the bench is that, like, you have to think about the fact that Colas has not played a lot of professional baseball, and so like we don't know how many games you're going to get out of that guy. Luis Robert has not had a good track record of staying on the field, so you don't know how many games you're going to get out of him. And if you're going to treat him, either one of them, kind of cautiously, there's going to need to be outfielders on this bench.
It's interesting, Treasy. I think the early treatment of Colas is going to be to have him avoid the really big left-handed starters, like the real studs. I think it's just kind of like keep him out of all that stuff, because all of this the stuff from the scouts is that's where his problems are going to lie, because he's too much of a free swinger and a really good lefty who's just going to eat him apart. And so then you need a right-handed solution, right? Basically.
That makes it real hard to have Sheets on the roster. But, it's why you can see Eloy getting outfield games, right? Because in your scenario, you're going against a really tough lefty. Maybe maybe that's a day for Vaughn to not play first, and he gets a day at DH. Berger plays first, and Eloy plays right. Yeah. That defense is horrific, but I mean, like it's at the end of the day, you're trying to get a better split.
Yeah, Ian brings up a good point. Colas' splits versus left-handed pitching aren't that bad, but he does chase sliders from them. Yeah, White Sox Dave brought up this point in an article about the White Sox, kind of super high level. He's like, there's a difference between smashing home runs off a lefty from a guy who just got drafted in the 19th round from Wright State that's never going to sniff the majors, and then these big swinging dicks that are up here in the major league. So like the delta between the lefties he's facing down there and the lefties you're going to face up here, that's smaller versus the righties because there's more of them, but it's bigger versus lefties. So it's still a concern. And like, I think a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that, and I heard James Fox articulate this beautifully, like, he's just got to come up to the majors and face these things. Like going to AAA is like whatever, like maybe they'll do it to control the money, but like he's going to only solve the problems in Chicago. Like, so let's just bring him up and let's see it.
At the end of the day, I want to see Colas out there. I'm excited for him.
Fucking right.
But I will tell you, if we get a couple games, I don't want a lot of this. I don't want a lot. I don't want this to happen a lot. I want it to be a special treat for us. Mm-hmm. I want some Eloy right field games.
You're fucking right. I do.
It'll be a madhouse in the 108. That'll be insanity. We need him to do like a Lambo. Well, actually, we don't need him to do a Lambo league. No, he will
go down there and hug. Maybe we can go down there and hug between the screens.
I'm going to run down there and put my arm over. I'm just going to put my arm over. I'll push kids out of the way. Wally will help me.
We know you will.
It's going to be great. So
we're going to have MSS lay over that exposed utility box that's down there.
That sounds like a great plan.
MSS, speaking of doing us great favors, why don't you do us a little ad read here?
You guys ready for this? Is everyone ready for this?
I don't think they're ready for this.
I don't know if they're ready.
I don't think they're ready for this.
We just ended a pre-sale. Internet goes out. Guess what? Another pre-sale, motherfuckers. That's right. This one, we are doing an Irish shirt because everyone goes to the Southside Parade. Everyone needs to get drunk in green shirts. So this year's offering from us with the leprechaun right there, the Shamrocks Shenanigans 108ing. That's right. We are getting fucked up on the South Side. We are 108ing all the way through the parade. We're going to dye that river green with a green shirt on so you can get your ass over. You could go to 108ing.com. You can go right to this, order it right up. We're going to pre-order this motherfucker. I'm going to turn this around. We're going to cut sales on Tuesday. We're going to cut sales on Tuesday so you have this in your hands by March 17th. Or even before, who the fuck knows? So you have it. You could do it 2 weekends because you should party twice in this shirt. Now, it's beautiful. It's a heather green, Kelly green. It is 65% polyester. I think 30. I don't know what those numbers are. Loaf, what is that? That 35% cotton. 35% cotton. That is really
Math for me, Loaf.
Well, you're a numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. That's what I need my.
I'm muted. I'm over here drinking wine. Shut up and read your ad.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you stroke yourself. That's fine. Yes. So yes, this is a great shirt. We're gonna get this ordered up. So you need to go to 108ing.com. Lead you right to our page. Go there, or go to FromThe108.com. Click on the sidebar and our merch link. Order this up. We're gonna sell the shit out of this shirt. You don't want to miss it. Have it ready to go for your parties. You know, it's even so nice that your mom will like it. And if you're a fan of House of Pain, this is, you know, it's even better because Shamrock Shenanigans 108ing. All right. So yeah, please go buy this right now.
We got some comments we got to catch up on. Baloney says, Cinco de Mayo shirt to go fuck yourself. And then K-Fit says, do these shirts have tight arm sleeves like the polos you're talking about earlier?
Kids, buy it 7 sizes too small, according to my size. You'll just look ripped.
Too small.
No one's ever looked bad in an extremely tight shirt. They always look extra ripped.
Listen, I point to Wally Money as an advice. If you don't believe that small shirts are the best, he rolled with that white. He rolled with the white 108ing shirt, and he didn't check it. And I remember Bill Atwater asked him, he's like, "You look like the fucking Michelin Man in that way." I try to tell him, I'm like, order a 2X. He's like, no, I'm an XL. I'm like, okay, all right.
John Carney says, ordering two sizes too small so I can look yoked. And, of course, K-Dog slamming us saying, collar of that shirt will probably suffocate you like the Star Wars shirt. You son of a bitch.
John Carney is like a medium. So, like, he's going to have to order an extra small to get 2 sizes too small. John, I don't know if I like that. That might cut off a lot of the blood to your brain, and you might drive that truck right off the fucking road, bro. I don't think you should do that. Maybe just go with a medium. Or a small. Yeah.
So...
Greg Miller says, tight shirts make my titties look too big. I'm with you, Greg. You and me, we're psychic blood brothers on that.
My runny eggs running down the shirt.
You're going to run right out of your shirt.
Before everyone thinks that these shirts are fucking like too small, they are not. They are regular cut. They're tapered, a little bit tapered. So it's not like the big wide dress at the bottom. So yeah, trust me. Like this is something. Quarantine, happy birthday. No, we just missed it. Happy birthday. And little Miss Shortstop said happy birthday too. Not
sure
from
did.
Me or the rest of the family because she's
just from her, not from you guys.
Just from her.
Alexis Lopez says MSS uses Wally Money as size chart when selling t-shirts.
I do.
Yes.
I go, Wally says
he says you have the same cup size as Wally Money. So
John Carney says, I'm 6'3", 205, my friend. You're just horrible at this, my sucks. How do you know he's a medium?
I know. I was
definitely
just thinking about it. I was like, I met John
was a big
recently,
guy,
and I was like, there's no way he orders a medium.
So far off.
Like, if he's ordering a medium, he's already doing this trick. He's already
exactly.
in. So,
Theater of the mind.
As you know, this weekend is the Super Bowl. And a lot of, like pretty much every podcast is doing their Super Bowl props. A lot of good stuff out there. A lot of guys that we watch know a lot about football. We don't. We like football.
Yeah.
We'll be watching the Super Bowl. But you know what? Beef, we've been in the depths of the gambling world for a long time.
Yes, sir, we have. Yeah.
And sometimes you got to go offshore because offshore's got the better props. So we're going to go through some props, and here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to show these props to the fellas. There's about 15 or so. They're each going to make their bet. Now, the way that they could bet, they can only do 2 things. They could bet 100 to win on an underdog, or on the favorite. They could bet 100 on the underdog, or they could bet to win 100 on the favorite. So you can really blow your wad if we get to something that's like a minus 10,000 and you bet to win 100 on that minus 10,000 and then it doesn't ship. So we got to be careful with your money.
Yeah,
I always am.
I'll total these up after the show.
I definitely am.
And then after the Super Bowl, I'll have these will be graded. We'll see who wins. Whoever loses has to drink the other person's drink next week for the show. So that means
I have to win.
Beef will be drinking bourbon next week if he loses, or My Sock Summer will be drinking wine if he loses. I think might be the bigger punishment, but I think it's also fun, so we're gonna do it.
Basic bitch white wine is what I will be drinking. I might go get some Kim Crawford.
Kim Crawford. It's got to be Kim Crawford.
Do it, baby. I love some Kim Crawford.
Yeah, I'm
Sauv
sure
Blanc.
you do because you're a basic bitch.
Yeah, I like to drink the white wine for the au jus. That's my Monday night pleasure. And this past week I had Father Zoe on. Absolutely terrific show. Next week, Jordan Lazowski.
Oh, Jesus.
Sex Machine. He's going to be on.
All right. Hey,
no free ads, buddy.
All right. Get the invoice ready. The Ajou is going to start paying the 108 to advertise here.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to start you guys off easy.
Okay.
Let's get some pregame song shit. Like, so these are common. You see these all over the place. But the first one is, how long will it take Chris Stapleton to sing the U.S. national anthem? I like that it says U.S. in there because this is obviously not from the U.S.
Not in
all right.
No, it's not.
So it's an over-under, and it's set at 2 minutes and 7 seconds. 2 minutes, over 2 minutes and 7 seconds is the favorite. A pretty sizable favorite. So, fellas, I'll start with Beef on this one. Beef, what are you going, over-under?
Yeah, I'm smashing the over minus 180. So that means I'll be betting $180 to win 100 on that over, because the market knows something. This is one where if you see the move going, generally the marketplace kind of knows. Some sharps are in on it. They got insiders and they're pushing it. If you see it get pushed real hard, or if you see the time move a lot, then you know that someone's on it. So I always like to hit whatever direction the favorite is for this one.
And pro tip to you people out there they're watching this and you have access to this kind of bet. If on Saturday or Friday, so if you're listening to this on Friday or Saturday, and you start to see that number move where like either the time is going up or the juice on the time is going up, bet that way, because someone heard the rehearsal. So someone timed the rehearsal and they know what's up. So just, this is one where you could go with the public money. My Sock Summer, what are you taking, the over or the under?
2 weeks ago when this was announced, one of our buddies, Shane Reardon on Scores, said you need to bet the over. You've got to bet the over on Chris Stapleton. He's going to tra-la-la ding dong all day long. So we're going to go with the over also, because he said that. Because if there's anyone that I trust with my gambling knowledge, it's a guy that has a very long beard and hates King Mac.
Allegedly.
All right. The next one, I saw this bet. I thought this was a weird wager.
Yeah.
So it's during America the Beautiful. Who will be shown first?
Oh man,
the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles? I feel like this, from the books, this is kind of a shot at the Eagles. They're saying they're not beautiful.
Yeah,
so,
a little bit.
Or not American. I don't know. Philadelphia feels like a pretty American place to me. So I'm going to start with you, My Sock Summer. Who are you going with? You going with the Chiefs at minus 150 or the Eagles at plus 115?
100% going with the Chiefs, because, and I even know who it's going to be. It's going to be old Limpy, their quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, the guy that the Bears should have drafted. So yeah, I think we're going to see him. We might potentially could have a headband on that is American. We'll go right at him. I think that's going to be the play.
Okay. I think I'm guessing that's where the minus 150 lies. The quarterback that people would care more about is probably what's pushing this. Beef, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with MSS, because the Chiefs side has all the star power. You got Patrick Mahomes, but you also have Andy Reid. And Andy Reid's coached both teams, and Andy Reid's an all-time head coach. He's going to be a Hall of Famer at some point. The Eagles, to me, are so goddamn good. They're such a good team, but they do it in such a quiet way, man. They whoop your ass, and next thing you know, it's the middle of the third quarter, you're down 3 touchdowns, and you have no idea how you got there, right?
Yep.
They're kind of no name. They kind of don't have the star power. Jalen Hurts is like an understated type of dude, but he'll eat you alive out there. So, like, I agree with MSS. I'm going to go with the favorite here. I'm going to lay the 150 on the Chiefs being shown first.
I like it. I feel like I'm with you on both of these. I thought there was a weird amount of juice on each of these. That's why I picked these two.
Yep.
We'll get into some stuff that you might not agree on, though. So we'll start getting into some other stuff. We're gonna go with people totally not involved in the game.
I love that.
And the first one is the Drake curse bet. What team apparel will Drake be wearing on Super Bowl Sunday? Will it be the Chiefs or the Eagles? Now, the Chiefs are a massive favorite. I have no idea why. He is Canadian. I don't know why the Chiefs would be his pick, but they are a big favorite here. They're minus 350. So, beef to you,
man.
Where are you going on the Drake curse here?
You know, I have no beat on this particularly. So minus 350 seems way too huge. Because he could be wearing apparel from any decade, right? He could show up in a goddamn Randall Cunningham jersey, and that's a super popular Eagles player that's not on the current team. I really like the plus 245 with the Eagles, just because I think, Philadelphia is more of an NBA town. Drake is an NBA guy. He's a big Raptors guy. I could totally see him like buddying up with Joel Embiid and them dudes and like being in on the Eagles. So I'm gonna go with the plus 245.
I like it. I like going for the dog here. My Sox Summer, who are you going with?
Man, I don't really I don't know enough. And I don't want to like just go in and like carbon copy Loaf on his bet, but also like in my head, I say Eagles too, because and not for any fancy reasons, just mostly because he's like, you know what, I feel like I want to wear green today. He's like, the Eagles. I'm feeling the Eagle right now. Plus, I think Drake probably wants to be on the side of the winners, and I think the Eagles are going to roll them. So I think he's going to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. It could be like there's so much juice on the Chiefs because maybe him and Patrick Mahomes have like a friendship that we don't know about. But
yeah, it could be.
I'm gonna stick with the Eagles. It seems like a crazy bet.
All right, we guys haven't disagreed yet. So that's terrible for this.
It's coming. It's coming.
I know.
All right. So the next one is, and I'm with you, comments. I have no idea how they spelled TikTok wrong. But I assure you, this is a book where I've deposited money. So good for me. How many TikTok videos will Jackson Mahomes post during the Super Bowl? The over-under is 1.5. So will he post 2 or will he post less than 2 during the Super Bowl? Over is the underdog, plus 135. I'm going to my TikTok master first, my Sox Summer. So what will he do?
Like immediately, I'm like,
first off, do you know who Jackson Mahomes is?
I do. I
like how they spelled it all as one word too. They didn't separate.
It's like that's
I think they're giving you his username.
Yeah. He's like real obnoxious, right? With Patrick's like wife, right? Like they like hang out on the.
He's obnoxious. There's
a weird thing. I'm going to go, and this is what's going to happen. Because the Chiefs are going to be getting trounced, I'm going to go under 1.5 because he's not going to have much to celebrate. And like honestly, Missy will back me up. You don't want to get on TikTok if you're not feeling the best. Like it's really hard to like get into it and do your stupid dances and do all that shit. So I'm going to go with the under.
Wow, going under on that,
yeah.
Which is I don't know a lot about Jackson Mahomes, but I assume he post one like every 15 minutes. So, Beef, where are you at on this one?
You know what? I think initially I was leaning my Sox numbers way because I thought Pat Mahomes Sr., who used to pitch for the Twins,
will whoop his ass.
He's an awesome dude. Yeah, I thought he might take the phone away or like whatever. Dude, but you realize that Jackson's been doing shit all the time, and he's kept a little bit of a low profile for a while. Now's the time when he shows up. So I'm smashing that over. Definitely going to be over. He might do 5 TikToks during this game. He's going to be way over that one. Man, for sure.
If we were on points bet, you could points bet.
I would points bet the TikToks. Get
the over. 5. Yeah, I love it.
Points bet the TikToks.
All right, so you finally have disagreed on one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, this is good.
Hey, did you see this? Did you see this, Lo? I don't know what this means.
I saw it later. So Meek Mill's a rapper. He's from Philadelphia. Like
he's from Philly.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's from Philly. So
you guys might both be wrong.
Could be
fucked.
That's fine though because
you changed my shit.
Too late. You bet already, motherfucker.
So this is one that I knew would be there. So like there's certain things about broadcast that I absolutely hate. Like I love the song "London Calling" by The Clash. I hate when they play a game in London and Fox plays that song 47 times.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear it that much. It just awful. But what's going to be awful and obnoxious in this game is the Kelsey brothers are facing off against each other. Yes. How many times will this be mentioned during the broadcast? The over-under is 1.5, but the over 1.5 is minus 400. Guys, where are you going on this one? Beef, I'm starting with you.
It's interesting. I wonder how explicit it's got to be for this reference. Like, is referencing the parents count, or kind of like what? How does it work?
If I will mention that under each of these, I cut this out when I pasted these in here. It does say at bookmaker's discretion.
Oh man! Oh no! I don't love that. I'm not generally not a fan of that ruling right there. So I'd normally lay off a bet like this. However, I think the over is like the safest bet in the world. It's bound to come up more than once during the broadcast. So I'm gonna lay the minus 400, which is a lot, and bet the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Okay, Teresi, we're gonna go back to this book, and you're gonna have the winner. Like, they'll give us the winner, right?
Yes, we will see. And Soxwood, cheers to you. Let me finish reading this before I read it out loud. It's crazy that some people don't believe these people be wildin' and serving demonic spirits. It's not your flesh you have to guard, it's your spirit. I don't know what that means. And I may have just been possessed.
It sounds like something I'd hear in the desert of Arizona. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm thinking. So we just had a Super Bowl when we had brothers coaching against each other. And I mean, if I still remember that, they mentioned it a shitload during the game. So I think the over is the smart bet, but I also think that these places overseas are shady as fuck. So I'm going to take the under on this, just because we need to switch it up a little bit.
I love it. I love it because I like you going for like, they're going to grade it poorly. Yeah. And just be like, no, it was, according to us, it was under 1.5. Right. Because only friends, 3 people bet on that.
Yeah, they grew up together. Nope, didn't say they were brothers, just said they grew up together. There's a lot of technicalities you can get there. And if there's anything I know about offshore books, they are shady as fuck. So
yes, they are.
What's going to go with that?
Great call.
All right. Here's one that, to me, I looked at this and I was like, I actually have no idea. I can't remember how many times they show this smug prick. By the way, does anyone know that Roger Goodell's never had another job in his whole life other than being like the commissioner of the NFL? It's such a weird thing to be groomed for.
It is like he's
strange thing.
He's like an attorney by trade, but no big firm experience or shit, right? He's always kind of been like ventured up into this role.
Just been groomed into this. Yeah. He is the Senator Palpatine of the NFL. It's so weird. All right, so the question is, how many times will Roger Goodell be shown?
Yeah.
So this is during the broadcast. So over or under 1.5. Now, I'm looking at this, but I want to explain to you guys how I'm reading this bet based on looking at this. Is that this is during the whole broadcast? He will be shown at least once because he's on the stage for presenting the fucking trophy.
Yeah,
right.
So there's at least once. So like over under 1.5. Over 1.5 is only a slight favorite though.
Is it me first or is it low first?
It's you first.
It's you. Sorry,
I'm gonna go.
I was drinking.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to point out that you weren't doing your job, you lazy ass. I'm gonna go with the over. And it's not because they're gonna. Maybe they'll show them at the beginning of the game, but mostly it's gonna be such a blowout that they're gonna be like, there goes Roger Goodell getting ready to pass off that trophy, the Vince Lombardi trophy. To blah.
Ooh, that's
blah,
a good call.
Like I think they're gonna show him before. That happens.
And
the second scene will be that. So the 2 is going to get us over. I don't think you're going to see a lot of them, but I think you're going to see him one time before he goes out on that stage. They go, you worked real hard and you did everything right. And here it is, put it up. And then the guy's like, fly, Eagles fly.
I do like if he's fodder for a boring game. Yep. Like if the game gets boring, if the game gets boring, that Kelsey brothers is
go way over.
Through the roof over. Okay, yeah, I like the over on that. Beef, what are you thinking?
You know what? I'm thinking the opposite way. He's so unpopular, and there's so much else going on at the Super Bowl. Like, if this was just a regular playoff game and he happened to be there, they would pan to the owner's box and they'd show, oh, Roger Goodell's hanging out with, whoever, Peyton Manning or whatever goofball is there with him. This type of game, though, there's so many celebrities. The halftime show is a huge thing, and there's so many storylines with Andy Reid against his old team, the brothers, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you see him. I think you only see him at the goddamn end, and that's it. So I got that under. Let me smash that under.
I like it. Take it the under. And Dougie, you know what? We're gonna drink to your super chat that's not going through either. It's all good. We love.
We'll let you get away with this one time, but don't try this shit again. Right?
You know, I do that, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're an idiot, MSS." You know, like when I'm trying to tip him.
Yeah, but we know both of you, and we
trust him.
Judge accordingly.
Dougie's done it before, though, I believe. So
I think if it's a blowout, I'm just going to throw this in here, Treasy. We're going to throw out. I mean, I don't know who's calling the game, who are the broadcasters, but like, okay, doesn't say it, but
I don't either.
They're going to be like, you think he's got that trophy under his chair right now? And the other guy's going to be like, I don't know, you know, like that's what.
Let me just tell you,
yeah,
the broadcasters are not in charge of saying where to point the camera. They are not good at that.
So it's Kevin
except Brent
Burkhardt.
Musburger.
It's Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson are the broadcasters on this.
Oh,
one.
god damn.
So younger guys for sure.
Man, I didn't know Greg Olson was doing it. What the fuck did he? Who does he?
He's on the number one team.
Yeah,
I would say number one team.
He's pretty good, and he gets a lot of. He gets I think he's pretty good, but like, there's a lot of people think he's really good. Like, he's one of the best ones out there.
He's the guy.
Right,
he's the guy possibly getting displaced by Tom Brady, which is causing a lot of the.
Which would be insanity. Someone will scoop him, without a doubt.
All right, Brian. thank you for filling in for Dougie there. We appreciate it.
You, Brian. We encourage our tips, unlike the CHGO podcast where I tip $10 and then they just dunked on me. So,
guys, we're gonna get into some real important stuff.
What is this bullshit about, Zawowski? What the fuck, bro? I'm an idiot for what? What did I do?
This is probably the two most important bets we're gonna look at.
Oh shit!
So this is State Farm Stadium bets.
Okay.
Number of beers sold at the game. Over under is 120,000. Now I will give you guys one piece of information to go along with this.
Yeah.
State Farm Stadium capacity 63,000.
Okay.
So over under is 120,000. Over 120,000 is an underdog at plus 130. Beef, you notice what they did here? Because
they put in
offshore
the
books
order.
are pricks. They flipped these so that you would think you're betting the over and accidentally bet the under.
Yeah.
So the over is an underdog. I'm kind of surprised the over is an underdog.
Yeah, I am too.
Underdog on this one. So Beef, I'll start with you. What are you taking? Number of beers sold over under 120,000.
I'm trying to think it through because a Super Bowl game is very different than a normal football game. Like a normal football game, you think this is an easy over, right? Like even if half the crowd doesn't drink, the other half of the crowd is drinking 4+ beers when they're in the stadium. But the other issue is in a packed stadium, it takes a long time to get a beer. So that's why I'm kind of wondering, but for Super Bowl, you're in the stadium a lot earlier. It's not like everyone's just showing up. If it's Bears Falcons on a sleepy weekend at Soldier Field, you're walking in the stadium in the middle of the first quarter, right? Super Bowl, everyone's in the stadium kind of early. They want to see all the things that are going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the underdog over at plus 130. I think it'll eventually slide over, even though maybe a bunch of the crowd won't be a big beer drinking crowd. I think it eventually gets over the top. You got beer drinking cities, in my personal opinion. You got the blue collar cities in there with Philadelphia and Kansas City. So I think that will help to get to the over.
And cheers, Zoe. Thank you for the drink.
Yeah, thank you,
bless
Zoe.
you,
I
Zoe.
was just kidding, dude. You can call me an idiot all you want. You vain prick.
All right, MSS, where are you at on 120,000 beers sold?
I'm worried about this too, because what you just said, like how they switched them, right? So they want you to go with the under. So there's clearly not the right one to choose, but that's why I'm going to choose it. I'm going to choose the 120. I'm going to choose the under, because it's a rich crowd, they're gonna be like, you know what, I need to get the Tex-Mex nachos for $45. I'm not spending $25 on a hot dog. I need the Tex-Mex nachos because there's gonna be a little bit of beans in there and like some good like steaky stuff. So let's go with that. So I'm gonna go with the under 120,000 beers.
I like it. And I was gonna beef. I think you threw it up there already, but Ian posted that it was 117,000 in Atlanta.
Oh damn!
So MSS might be onto something here.
It's close right there. K Dog says in the comments, over under on pocket potatoes consumed. I want to go. I'll go 6. I'll go 6.5 on that one.
6,500.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next one, another
Yeah.
beautiful number to look at is the number of hot dogs sold over under 17,000, and over 17,000 is a biggish underdog at plus 185. So MSS, you're up first. Where are you at on the hot dog count?
Should I redo what I just said because I fucked
think
up.
so. Yeah, because it's the same. It's the same concept.
That I was basically what I meant. This is a Red Bull vodka kind of crowd for $45 a pop, not the $25 beer. Like, I don't want to spend $25 on a beer, so we're going to go with the under. Now I'm going to go with, I'm not buying a hot dog for $25. I'm spending $45 on the Tex-Mex nachos. That's what I'm thinking. So my brain doesn't work so well. Thank you, Wellers. And if you want to sponsor us, please get in touch. But yeah, so I'm definitely going with the under on the hot dog sold.
All right, beef. Where are you going on hot dogs?
Fuck that. That's like a hot dog per 10 people. Now, Treasy, I want one caveat here. I want to hit this over. However, if we find out after the fact that they only bought 10,000 hot dogs for the entire stadium, I want my goddamn money back. I want this to be a fucking push. All right, I don't want.
Sure.
I want the capacity for 17,000 hot dogs to be sold, not some bullshit that they don't got enough hot dogs. Okay?
So what
you're coming at me like Joe Pesci in Casino? You want your money back? You want your money back?
Oh, you thought I was laying? I'm taking.
So what you're saying, Loaf, is we're not going to see an orchestrated, chaotic event like most dollar hot dog days at Sox Park.
I'm guessing
where
not.
They're just like they totally forgot how to prepare hot dogs. We don't know how to do this anymore. There's none available, and we don't have anybody coming to your seat to give you this delicious treat for only $1. Yes. Okay. So if that happens, then
I want to push.
It's not, yeah, I'm sure this book is totally legit and definitely will come to your aid and let you cancel that bet. Yeah, I'm sure that will happen.
You know what's funny? I had to bet on all of these so that we could get the final result.
I love it.
That's right.
$5 a head. $5 on each bet. All right, commercials from yet to be from the 108 sponsors.
That's correct. Yeah.
First TV advertisement. Is it going to be Heineken or Budweiser? Budweiser, pretty heavy favorite at minus 275.
Yeah.
Beef, who's going first? TV advertisement.
It's funny because I got some history here with Budweiser. So a lot of you don't know. Way back in the day when I was a little kid, first started my my accounting career, I used to work in public accounting. And I had a tax/audit job. And one of my tax roles, I worked with a commercial director named Dave Merhar, and he worked for Budweiser, and he would be doing the Budweiser commercial for the Super Bowl every year, and he would let me know what the goddamn commercial was going to be. And it was like one of the ones that he did was when the birds came flying in, it would steal the bud, and they would like terrorize a party and stuff. So I'm going to go Budweiser minus 275 because I knew a man who used to do this. Hilarious guy. So yeah, Bud for me.
I love it. I love the comment
Jimmy,
that FTX
Jimmy.
was going to be the first ad.
Jimmy says, "Oh, thank God! I never thought we'd get to the accounting talk. You son of a bitch! I just lowered your seed in the 108 tourney just right now. I made your first round matchup worse."
I like this too from Jack, where he says the return of Spuds McKenzie.
Oh, baby,
I would love it. I would love it.
Unfortunately, Jack, it's illegal to advertise stuff to kids that will kill them unless it's a bubblegum flavored vape.
MSS, where are you at on this?
I mean, it's way too easy. Budweiser is definitely the right call here. I mean, they spend way too much money. To be number one, you got to be number one, and they're number one. So I'm going with Budweiser. That's just the way it is.
All right.
They just spend a lot of money.
They do.
Yep.
Speaking of spending a lot of money, the next one is Popcorners versus Pringles. Now, if you haven't seen, Popcorners did the Breaking Bad commercial. Like it's been online already. You've probably seen it out there. So that is a pretty big money commercial. They, getting the actors that they did, they got Bryan Cranston, they got whoever plays Jesse Pinkman, and they got Tuco.
Tuco.
So Popcorners or Pringles. Now Pringles got a shitload of money, and there's a lot of cocaine in that Pringles mustache. So you got to wonder who's going to go first, and it is dead even. Minus 115 on both sides. That's a lot of juice for a bet, but nevertheless, it's even on each side. My Sock Summer, who are you going with?
So my kids hate.
Oh yeah, Aaron Paul. Thank you.
He would have been like Treasy, bitch. What a bitch. I'm gonna go with Popcorners, even though my kids hate them. They made a big push. Like if your product is in Costco and it's relatively cheaply priced, like Popcorners is, you're spending money. So they're gonna try to one up the Pringles people. So I'm gonna go with Popcorners on this one. I think that's a smart money move.
All right, you on Popcorners, and it sounds like they spent a lot of money. Beef, did they spend enough money?
Here's the thing. You tried to explain what Popcorners is. Everyone in the comments is trying to tell me what Popcorners is. I still don't know what the fuck it is. So Pringles is my pick because that's the only product that I recognize up here. I don't know what the fuck a Popcorners is. So give me that Pringles. Hit that Pringles for me.
It's like flavored rice cake like chips. They look like Doritos. Bullshit. They taste like ass. I mean, I understand why my kids.
Hey, you know what, Beef?
So.
They might go first, but they're going to be bankrupt.
Beef.
Like FTX.
Beef. I'm with you because they go big time up front. They go big time products up front. That's why I think Budweiser will be first before Heineken. Mm-hmm. I think Pringles will be first before Popcorners too. Mostly because the Pringles commercial is straight out of Caligula. You guys haven't seen it yet, but it's amazing. A lot of fucking. Well, I'm a stockholder, a large stockholder in Pringles, mostly due to the mustache. All right.
Yes.
You can barely see this one because for this one I had to go to a different book.
Okay.
The formatting sucked on this book, but it's these are Rihanna bets. Okay. And the first, and I'm kind of glad you can't see them really well because the second one is the more exciting one. But the first one is to make an appearance on stage with Rihanna. Yeah. I couldn't bet these because I don't have an account at this book, so we will just have to watch and then judge these ourselves.
Yep.
So this is to make an appearance on stage. Now this does not mean first appearance because that's a separate bet. Okay. Right? Yeah. Like this is just to make an appearance on stage with them. There's a number of people here. Can you guys read them, or do you want me to read them?
Yeah, I can. Well, you should probably read them for the audience.
It's A$AP Rocky, Jay-Z, Eminem, Drake, Kanye West, Future, and T.I. Now, Drake, we don't know what jersey he's going to be wearing, but nevertheless, he could come on stage. He is actually one of the favorites. So he's at minus 200. Jay-Z's at minus 225. And then everybody else is in the plus. Kanye West is the biggest underdog at plus 800. Because maybe he's said a few things that keep him off this kind of broadcast.
Could be.
So you guys each pick one.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So Beef, you're up first.
Okay.
Oh man, it's so tempting because talking about Drake, like Drake's going to be in the building. It's implicit based on the jersey. So you think, okay, that's kind of an obvious one. Yeah, Jay-Z and Rihanna have worked together on songs, so that's kind of obvious. But I'm just looking down the list here, and I'm going to go with T.I. at plus 700. I'm going to go with a little bit of a surprise and slide T.I. in there at plus 700. I could totally see him showing up here on stage, and that would be nice.
I like that. That's a big dog.
Really?
I was like, at plus 700? Fuck yeah, I'm taking that fucking shit because live my life. Yo, I mean, like, white people love that song. So, like, it's definitely, that's probably the smart money. Yeah. Fuck you, man.
You going TI too?
Well, no, I'm not because I
You
don't
going
want
TI 82?
I don't want to do that. So
How dare you?
I see. Here's where we get into problems. Okay, so we have to do process of elimination. This is how you take a test, kids. Kanye West, absolutely not. No. We're not seeing Kanye West anywhere near anything. Okay, A$AP Rocky, I'm not really familiar with him. I don't know if he did shit with Rihanna or not. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Eminem, guy's a hermit, bro.
That'd be 2 years in a row too, right? For Eminem.
Yeah,
Correct. That's right.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think he's coming out now. This is where it started to get weird. Drake, I don't know if Drake did anything with fucking Rihanna either. So I just can't do it. I'm gonna go with Jay-Z because it seems big enough that Jay can just walk out there and just do some shit, and people will be like, "God damn, you see Jay-Z out there? They sang Umbrella." You know, white people love Umbrella too. So like, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jay-Z.
This is now a big bet in this competition.
Yeah, it is
because
really
you're
is.
betting 225 to win 100 on Jay-Z,
I know.
and Beef is putting $100 out there to win 700.
I
on
mean,
TI.
so
if Ti shows up, no, you can't take it back. Don't
I'm not
rethink your bet. It's in.
I mean,
the register
Jay-Z
rank.
being there is gonna break. But they could both win in theory.
They could both win.
But
if they both win, you're still
I'm
huge.
I'm in
that
like Flint.
scenario.
Yeah.
Now, here's the second bet here. And, I just love that we're living in a world where Rihanna exposing a butt cheek on stage is the favorite. I can't feel any better about the fact that that's the favorite. And my butt cheek expert, my sex summer, where are you going on this? Are you betting the 160 to win 100 on her butt cheek being out?
God.
No, this is just cheek. This is a family show, everyone. It's a family show.
How dare you?
This is lame. Like you could be wearing like some like high cut shorts, and then be like, "Oh, there's a butt cheek." I mean, it's just that's not much. I mean, butt clef, is that what we're talking? Because or is it like a full on cheek? Like that's just a really hard.
I'm just gonna throw this out.
Yeah.
We didn't bet from this book, so this is at our discretion.
Okay.
So I will let you two decide how much butt cheek is required.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with a no on this one. I'm gonna go no butt cheek. I'm sure she's gonna have something that covers all her nethers. So I'm gonna say no butt cheek.
I'm
Beef,
so
where are we going?
I'm so upset he went no butt cheek. How could a man like my sex summer go no butt cheek?
He's rooting against himself. Really.
He's rooting against himself. He wants
This guy-
butt cheek. He wants butt cheek. Of course he does.
Yeah, did you bet the under on the game too? I mean, like, are you trying not to have fun?
I'm gonna say yes to butt cheek. Everyone in the comments want butt cheeks. I want butt cheeks. Teresa, you want butt cheeks. Yes to butt cheeks. We're gonna hit the minus 160 for the yes.
This is a butt cheek crowd. If there ever was.
I like. Okay, second.
Soxwood says, "What the fuck's a butt clef?"
Where the butt goes under, like there's a little cleft there. I'll send you a picture. Check your DMs. First off, how old is Zoe? Like he's not young.
He's in his mid-30s, I guess.
Yeah, like he's trying to act like he's like cool. Like Google A$AP and Rihanna, man. Like he listens to that shit. That motherfucker's listening to Doobie Brothers on a fucking tape. Okay, he's driving his fucking some Chrysler LeBaron around listening to fucking tapes. He's not smoking fucking probably menthols and fucking drinking his Busch Lights. Like don't tell me that I need to get hip, bro. You're still listening to Doobie Brothers.
You notice the theme with MSS? He hates when people know stuff that he doesn't know about pop culture. He absolutely hates it. Like he hates when someone is more hip than he is. Get used to it. Everyone is more hip than you. You're in your mid-40s. It's time to be just a dad. Like
it's not so much that it's like you need to fucking Google this and like because I know this like he knows it. Like you don't know it. You don't know
you're
that.
Fading. You're fading here. All right. I had a good it was I want to see Andy Reid's butt clef. I think we're gonna get to Andy Reid.
Y'all know what a butt clef is. Come on.
In fact, we're gonna get to him right.
Oh shit,
now.
that's a lot of Andy Reid.
because
shit.
these are incredible. This is where we're going to end it. And guys,
you bet this, right?
There's a lot of money to be bet here. All right, because you're betting at $100 stakes the whole way.
You made these up. You had to make these up. Just reading the first one. You made this shit up.
No way.
You made
This is a. You can bet this. If the Chiefs win, will Andy Reid be doused in barbecue sauce?
God, I hope so.
Now, yes is plus 1,400. That could be a big win. No is minus 10,000. So, Beef, I'm going to start with you.
The only thing I'm worried about is if it's a trick question that there's going to be barbecue flavored Gatorade. Then I'll be totally screwed. I'll get this one wrong, but I think I'm going to bet the no. I don't think they're going to cover the man barbecue sauce after the game. Even though that's what I want. I would love to see that.
He might have requested it. You don't know.
Yeah, it's
Mike
true.
Summer, where are you at? Are you willing to bet yes on this?
I don't even know where the tie-in is, other than like Kansas City has like shitty barbecue sauce.
He's a fat guy.
That too.
Like
all of these bets.
Where does the barbecue sauce come from? Like it's not like they have like Gatorade. I understand, but like
It would
don't
be like
understand.
a Gatorade tub of barbecue sauce.
Like they don't just have that out there. Like what to eat dunk your nugs in when you're playing professional sports? No. So yeah, I mean you got to go no. I mean that's just stupid. That's stupid.
Dougie, thank you so much.
Oh my
He's
shit.
Team MSS Booty Cheeks. Thank you for
Cheers,
the drink.
Dougie.
Dougie, cheers, bro.
That's some funny shit.
All right, I couldn't tempt you
Please
guys
don't
on
tell
that
me
one.
how you fix Super Chat because I don't want to know.
Tempt
'Cause I don't want to
you.
give him
Couldn't
a
tempt
muscle.
you on that one.
It's exciting.
No.
Next one. Will Andy Reid wear a Hawaiian shirt during the Super Bowl? Now, this is a risky proposition for such a large no, because if that dude throws on a Hawaiian shirt after the game,
Right.
you're in peril. So, will Andy Reid wear a Hawaiian shirt
No.
during the Super Bowl? MSS, it's to you.
I'm
You're
going
going
no. And I'm going on because what you just said, Chirizi, like just triggered something. You just said, what did they like right after they win the Super Bowl? He throws on a Hawaiian shirt. It says in the bet during Super Bowl. That motherfucker is not wearing a Hawaiian shirt during the Super Bowl.
What if he has a Hawaiian shirt underneath his everything?
you don't
else?
know.
And it's like
I don't
sticking
know.
out a little
I mean,
bit. You know, that's
maybe.
what the only part I'm worried about here.
I mean,
I agree with
you better
MSS
bet
though.
yes.
I'm gonna go no on this.
Bet yes, you bitch.
Nah, it's a little far fetched. I'm not sure that's
It's 100%.
All right. Here's something
Not
that's
as much
it's
as the
much more
barbecue
possible, and you can tell by the odds. You can tell by the odds that
Yes.
this is
More
a lot more
likely.
possible. Will Andy Reid eat a cheeseburger before the end of the Super Bowl broadcast? This is the Super Bowl broadcast, not the Super Bowl this
That's
time.
right.
How did they even know?
These two are on the same page in this book, so there's a very distinct difference between Super Bowl and Super Bowl broadcast. It's only minus 900 for the no here, which is ridiculous. Plus 500 on the yes.
Yeah.
Beef, it's to you first. Are you going yes or no on eating a cheeseburger during the broadcast?
I am absolutely smashing the yes. He is 100% going to eat a cheeseburger during the broadcast. Now, my only question is this: they don't have to show him, right? His halftime 3 cheeseburgers count for this cheeseburger bet, right?
We don't know.
That matters, right? That counts.
That's unknown. Bookmaker's discretion.
I'm gonna go with yes because I think he's got to get the feedback on at halftime, and that we know cheeseburgers are going to be involved. So I think is at least I got to be a slight positive EV betting plus 500.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much.
I'm hammering
love the
no. Like
You're hammering no?
I'm hammering no.
If he eats one, you're screwed.
I'm
you're,
fucked.
You're drinking wine next week.
I'm already fucked if T.I. shows up, so it doesn't even matter.
All right, the last one, and I think that this one is interesting because I've definitely watched broadcasts where this picture has been shown. We've all seen this picture before.
Oh yeah.
So will they mention and here's the key: mention or show a clip picture of Andy Reid competing in punt pass kick contest as a child. Yes is a small underdog at plus 105. No is minus 135. MSS, it's you first.
Yes.
You're going yes. You're going to absolutely. They're going to show this.
Gonna show it.
I'm with you here quite a bit here. Like I can't see this broadcast going without it. Beef, where are you at on that?
Yeah, I'm easy yes as well. I mean, that's just such a excellent piece of footage. And throughout the years, they've shown it so many times. And the Super Bowl, you got to go back and grab that classic stuff and bring it up to this audience, because this is a casual audience here, so they might not have seen that yet, or they haven't seen it in years. But what's interesting is I don't remember it the last times the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl. They haven't shown it, have they? Like the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl recently, and I don't remember seeing it. Maybe they did. Maybe I just missed it. But it's kind of interesting.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did a lot of alcohol. I'm not sure.
I did a lot of alcohol. Sure. I've done that. I did that.
I got to tell you guys, I was glad we could go through those because there were so many fun ones. The books that I'm not at, where I could just go and look and see what they've got, like there are so many insane Rihanna and Chris Stapleton bets. Like they're like from like as hair color to her to lipstick wear to wardrobe malfunctions, all this. Chris Stapleton, there's a lot of weird, like, what color cowboy hat is Chris Stapleton gonna wear? And there's not a no cowboy hat bet. Like,
it's happening.
It's like there's not a field bet. There's like it's only what color will it be? So like, I mean, like,
is that a
I don't know how they're gonna grade that. That's why I didn't even bring it in, because I was like, I don't even know what to do with this, because if he doesn't wear a cowboy hat, I'm the bookmaker in this case. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was a great segment.
A lot of fun stuff there. I'm glad we were able to do it. It was I unfortunately have to go back and listen to it again so that I can get all the bets out and get the money down.
Oh, poor you.
But at the end of the day, it's time for thank yous.
Oh yeah,
baby.
Beef Loaf, give us your thank you or your GFY for this week.
Mine's a GFY. It's to all the LeBron haters going ham on the night that he breaks the NBA all-time scoring record. That's major loser energy to me. I've said this before the podcast, but it's okay to say, it's okay for you to shut the fuck up sometimes and not say anything when a guy that you don't care for very much is having a special moment and doing well. Just sit there, sit it out, and you get back in and dog in LeBron later. Also, last night when he broke the record has nothing to do with Michael Jordan, okay? Stay away from the Michael Jordan stuff, dummies. Just, if you hate LeBron, sit out last night. That's it. It was a special moment. 38 years, the NBA scoring record had existed. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had it. He'd won it from Wilt Chamberlain, who had it since 1966. And so now LeBron's taking it 2023.
Hey, good for him, honestly.
LeBron.
You know what I didn't like, though, was everyone was like, look it, no one's watching it. They're all on their phones. And I was like,
they're filming it.
True.
They're going to watch it a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have had your phone out in, when Jordan hit that shot or, whatever.
If everyone had phones like that.
But when you had a phone that,
what?
Hold on, Teresi.
No.
Shut the fuck up. Hold on 1 second. If you were shooting video on that phone back then when Jordan hit that shot in 1998, it would have looked like you were shooting it on a potato. Like, you might as well have just got out a pen and paper and drawn your own image, because it wouldn't look good. They're shooting LeBron in 4K. They can throw that up on their Insta and probably make like $2,000 because they put that up there in like some fucking add-ins, So I'm just saying. Now, Teresi, you can go ahead.
Do you not remember Michael Jordan playing in the NBA?
Yeah.
There's so many pictures where there's just all flashes. Like, of course. Yeah, you didn't have a phone. You had a more complicated thing that you were doing.
Yeah.
You had to bring an actual camera into the stadium to fucking shoot. And a wall of flashes.
I could totally hold my phone up and actually watch what's happening, as opposed to being the little eye hole of a disposable camera that I'm flashing out. Get the fuck out of here. It's the same thing. It's never been different.
Yeah. Andy's asking, no farts tonight, Beef. I'll give you one just for the road. There you go.
Oh, thank you for that fart, Beef.
Very
My Sock Summer, who are you thinking, or GFY?
First off, I want to thank everybody that pre-ordered this beautiful sweatshirt, the Wave Suck sweatshirt. The order is in. We should have them very, very soon. I will ship them out as soon as that happens.
Oh, cheers,
boys. Jerry. Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry, for the drink.
Take a drink real quick. And I also say thank you to everyone that will order this beautiful shirt, the Shamrock Shenanigans 108 shirt. Perfect to get drunk. Perfect to wear while you're getting drunk. Yeah, getting your drunk on, I think was what I was trying to say. But you know what? The Wellers hit me, boys. All right. What about you, Easy?
You know, I'm gonna give a special thank you this week to Beef Loaf and Brewhand Luke.
Okay.
For doing all the work on the 108 tourney prep.
Oh, very
so
good.
Me and my Suck Summer could not do it, which is our favorite thing to do is not work on the 108 tournament.
Still a dumb idea in my book, to be quite honest.
So stupid.
Such a dumb idea.
Someone interviewed me today, and that was one of the topics. How did you develop the 108 tourney? So I'm glad you mentioned that. There.
What did you say? What did you say when you asked that question?
He said, "You didn't win because of my teammates. I won despite my
teammates." I didn't talk about how it actually came about. It was actually talking about monetization. What's an interesting product you monetize? Oh, this thing you think is insane. So
because you should have been like, I got really, really drunk. And then
thank you for the drink, Andy.
Here's Andy.
Appreciate you.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Andy.
He requested a fart. He got one.
All right. And on that, good night, everyone.
Peace.